Right now, 20 years later, ceremonies are being held across the country, remembering the September 11th attacks and mourning those that we lost that day. That's coming up at 6.
We will never forget you. Francisco Eligio Bordier.
Carol Marie Bouchard.
With Susan Lee Blair.
Jeffrey Donald Bittner.
We will never forget you.
Nearly 3,000 lives were lost in the terror attacks on September 11th, 2001. The nation is pausing today to remember with the memorials taking place across the country, the largest in New York, where the Twin Towers once stood.
The people we lost that day are not just names and numbers. We remember them today for not only who they were, but for what they could have become. They were irreplaceable to their families.
President Biden and the First Lady visited all 3 sites that the 9/11 attacks today. The president began at Ground Zero, joined by former Presidents Obama and Clinton. He then went to the Flight 93 Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania, where both former President Bush and Vice President Harris delivered remarks.
These memorials are really important, but they're also incredibly difficult for the people who are affected by them, because it brings back the moment you got the phone call. It brings back that instant you got the news, no matter how many years go by.
Biden's day finished in a wreath-laying ceremony at the Pentagon. Well, Madison is one of 60 communities across the country flying a new flag today as a part of the nation's largest 9/11 Remembrance Project. It's called Flags of Honor Across America, and the flags feature the names of every single person who lost their life during those attacks. Tahalil Mohodin joins us now with more.
All 60 of the communities chosen for the new project are joining forces today, each pledging to honor 50 people by sharing their names, faces, and stories, and making sure no one is forgotten.
I feel emotional every time.
20 years after one of the worst days in American history, this group of firefighters and Madison youth are making sure we never forget.
It's just everything that happened there was none of their faults. They were innocent people just trying to get somewhere.
Encouraging us all to look and listen as they share the names, faces, and stories of people taken too soon.
I can't believe it's been 20 years already, but I don't think it sort of stings any less.
Tracy Burris has been a firefighter for more than 26 years, but she says today's experience was a first.
Seeing the pictures of the person and really taking a moment to look at the picture and hear their name.
Carol Marie Bouchard. We will never forget you.
It allowed me to focus more on it and on the individuals who lost their lives that day.
A connection still felt by a generation of young people who weren't alive to witness the horror of that day.
I was feeling sad, but I was also feeling connected to everybody who died that day because we were honoring them and recognizing them, and they were just ordinary people like us.
Ordinary people who by so many will be forever missed.
We do need to stop and reflect. We do. We need to stop and take a moment and remember and reflect on the lives lost and the events of that day.
Madison is one of 2 Wisconsin cities taking part in the project. Oshkosh is also flying the flag today.
Well, Governor Tony Evers is marking the anniversary with members of the 115th Fighter Wing. A ceremony was held this afternoon for about 300 airmen who will soon deploy for 3 months to the U.S. Central Command in Southwest Asia. The group is made up of operations, maintenance, and support personnel. We'll have more from today's ceremony tonight at 10. Well, flags across the state are not only flying at half-staff today in honor of the attacks, but also for 3 brothers who were killed in the attack on Pearl Harbor. The Barber brothers, Malcolm, Leroy, and Randolph, were from New London, about 25 miles west of Appleton. They were killed while they were aboard the USS Oklahoma. They were laid to rest today with full military honors in New London. Well, after the attacks of 9/11, people served their communities by rebuilding the affected areas. Anna Hansen shows us how a community in our own area is building in honor of that same service.
20 years ago, life as we knew it permanently changed. In 2002, September 11th was declared a day of service and remembrance. This morning, one Baraboo group showed me how they're taking that message to heart by honoring female service members.
Anyone who was in war has paid a price, has sacrificed, and deserves recognition.
On this solemn anniversary,
today's this climate, we need to remember freedom is not free.
Many people take time to reflect and grieve.
As a nation, we need to continue to honor the victims of 9/11 and the ultimate sacrifice of so many servicemen and women in the war since.
Baraboo's Habitat for Humanity volunteers are hard at work.
I think it's just a wonderful thing, wonderful investment for the community and for the organization itself.
Today, Baraboo's Habitat partnered with the Daughters of the American Revolution and the Sauk County Historical Society to honor Wisconsin's female veterans while building a home for a single mother and her 2 children.
The children are old enough to know the value of sweat equity.
Members of the Historical Society tracked down information on local female veterans, but Society researcher Bob Depke says the search isn't over.
I realized that this was a job I'll never finish.
Depke has found about 50 female veterans so far, and the growing numbers he's seeing in the database took him by surprise.
I was surprised at how many veterans I found that were female. They don't get probably as much press as they probably should.
A day of service in Baraboo to honor those who served across the world.
It's really important now to see and experience what they have done, even up to this day.
Among the many female veterans honored today was Waukesha native Miriam Ben-Shalom. She was the first openly LGBTQ+ service member to be reinstated after she was discharged for her sexuality in 1976.
Well, some people in Madison are using today to protest the forever wars. A group met at the state capitol this morning saying too many innocent kids, women, and men have been killed in the Middle East since 9/11. Despite a skyrocketing budget for the Pentagon and military, organizers say we are no closer to peace today than we were 20 years ago.
Hundreds of children have been killed or injured by drones, and that is terrorism. We had could have made a different decision in 2011 and treated it as the crime it was. But instead, we decided on revenge.
The group also rallied outside U.S. Senator Tammy Baldwin's office, asking her to oppose the F-35 fighter jets that will be coming to Madison in the next few years. Well, Madison firefighters and residents rolled up their sleeves today for the department's 10th annual Never Forget Blood Drive. The drive was started as a way to remember those who died on 9/11 and is done in partnership with the American Red Cross. The first 200 donors got a free T-shirt, and one firefighter says the drive is a chance for the community to come together.
You don't have to be a hero. You don't have to be a firefighter to be a hero. You can roll up your sleeve and donate blood, and that's being a hero. One donation can save up to 3 lives.
Last year, the drive set a new record with 140 donations. This year was even better, with more than 200 people donating blood. Well, where were you? We hear those 3 words every year around this time, and some of the most powerful responses come from first responders. Even though Madison firefighters were 900 miles away from Ground Zero, they tell us that they remember 9/11 vividly.
When the first tower collapsed, no one was saying anything, and then finally, one of my coworkers named Craig, he broke the silence and said, "Didn't hundreds of firefighters just go in that building?" And no one answered him. He just said it, and we all just sat there in silence, because that is what had happened. And I think we were all just trying to process it, what we were just trying to process it. Answered him.
We have several web exclusives commemorating the 20th anniversary of the attacks, including the 6 o'clock newscast from the day, which featured several live reports from the state capitol in downtown Madison. Well, you can find that right now by downloading our Channel 3000 News app. It's free and available in the App Store. Well, coming up after the break, expect delays downtown tomorrow. We are going to preview the Ironman's return to Madison after a year away.
It was a pretty decent day overall in the world of weather, but it was pretty toasty. What are we expecting in terms of that forecast for the Ironman tomorrow? We'll have a look at that and a look at your extended forecast coming up right after the break.
Steinhoffel's Labor Day sale has been extended. There's still time to get great deals on the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses. Take 35 to 50% off store-wide and get great bonus buys like a Queen Beauty Rest mattress, just $349. This sofa, only $649. A queen bed, $699. A 5-piece dining set, now $799. Only at Steinhoffel's or steinhoffels.com.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-7929. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-7929.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. Your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
You're watching News 3 Now at 6. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
And welcome back. Taking a look at our forecast for these next 7 to 10 days or so, we are going to see some changes. Today was even pretty different than these last few days that we've seen. We saw still quite a bit of some sunshine, but temperatures really cranked up. Now we're looking at cooler conditions for tomorrow. But why is it going to cool down? We're expecting a lot more cloud cover for tomorrow and unfortunately a chance of some showers and thunderstorms as well. But then afterwards, we are going to cool things down briefly, and then we have warmer than average temperatures actually sticking around here towards the end of this forecast. Now, first things first, we're going to talk about the Ironman forecast for tomorrow. 7 a.m., mid-60s, starting out a little bit on a warmer foot, and then by the end of this, it does look like here at around 3 p.m., still only reaching those middle to upper 70s. So it's not expecting to be as warm overall here for tomorrow. Still pretty toasty out there, but a few changes. We are going to see more cloud cover and even that chance to see a passing shower, maybe even an isolated thunderstorm. So a shower would actually probably be pretty decent news, helping to cool things down a little bit farther. Thunderstorms, not so much, but hopefully that could end up dropping off, that chance for that rather. But our live look outside right now, still seeing quite a bit of some sunshine, but we're starting to see more and more cloud cover actually sneaking through pretty much as the hours go by. And that will be a continuing trend. We're looking at that chance for some showers and thunderstorms to develop here a little bit later on tonight. Right now, things are looking pretty good here in our state, but again, we are expecting more cloud cover and those chances for some showers and thunderstorms. Now, our severe weather outlook, it's still holding steady here for our northern communities. Right now, it does look like there is a marginal risk here for some northern spots, and then for tomorrow, much of the same. But the time frame of this is what gets interesting here. We're expecting that chance for showers and thunderstorms late tonight and into the early morning hours for tomorrow. So this is really extending for just the morning hours tomorrow. Towards the afternoon on Sunday, things are going to get a little bit better with the chances for showers and storms, but we still have some shower chances. Now, taking a peek here at about 1:30 in the morning, starting to see the development of some of those showers and thunderstorms up north, and 1 or 2 of those storms again could be on the stronger side of things in the late night hours tonight. 1 or 2 of those could linger into the morning hours for tomorrow in terms of thunderstorms, but then towards the afternoon we really are just looking at some shower chances with that isolated storm chance. So that's what we're looking at with those rain chances. Tuesday, about a 40% chance to see some more showers and thunderstorms. We have quite a few of these chances for showers and storms over these next 10 days, but we also need them. Still, the updated drought monitor, that's going to continue to show that moderate drought phase that we are continuing to be in as of right now. But the high temperature trend cools things down on Sunday. And then we do warm things back up here, especially towards the end of the forecast. Average high temperature is about 75, 76 degrees right now, and we're going to be quite a bit above that. Your extended forecast still does show those chances for some showers and storms over the next few days, but we're still going to see a lot of sunshine here towards the end of this next week and into that following weekend as temperatures warm right back up.
Austin, I just wanted to ask you, I'm seeing those 80s again. Is it pretty typical this year to have 80s during the month of September, or is it a little atypical?
So it's not out of the ordinary. It's about 5 degrees above average, but once we really start to cool things down, I'm fearing that there's no going back. So I'm going to soak in the 80s for sure. I hope you do the same, but not too out of the question now. If we're talking October and especially November, then it'd be a little bit more abnormal.
Well, thanks so much, Austin. Definitely not complaining. Tomorrow is going to be a busy day around Madison with a special event returning after taking last year off. More than 2,400 triathletes are scheduled to compete in the Wisconsin's 19th Ironman. It's got to test their training in water and on wheels and on their own 2 feet while testing patience when it comes to navigation. Also, the race will close several streets until midnight. Parts of John Nolan Drive, East Lakeside Street, and Rimrock Road will be closed from 7:30 in the morning until 5 at night. We're going to have a full list of those closures on our website. Well, our call to action team is getting results for neighbors who live on a stretch of road in Dane County that's prone to car wrecks. You might be familiar with Old Military Road, but maybe you also know it as Speed Road. Locals use it as a shortcut, and teenagers are using it as a joyride. This summer actually became deadly when a 22-year-old missed a curve and was killed. Neighbors now want something to change.
We just can't let anyone else die on this. It's just, you got to put people first.
The call to action group got involved, and now changes are set in motion. Tomorrow night at 10, we're going to have more breaking down the crash data and how the issue was eventually solved. Well, 2 Wisconsin icons are having their final resting place revamped. After the break, we're going to have more on the unveiling of this project next.
Your eyes, beautiful on the outside, but if you have diabetes, there can be some not so pretty stuff going on the inside. It's true. If you have diabetes, you know high blood sugar is the root of the problem, but that excess sugar can cause the blood vessels to be seriously damaged. And when that happens, this could happen: vision loss or even blindness. That's right. Diabetic retinopathy is a leading cause of blindness for adults in the U.S. But even though you can't see it, there is something you can do about it. Remember this: now is the time to get your eyes checked. Eye care is an incredibly important part of your long-term diabetes management. See a path forward with actions and treatments that may help your eyes and protect against vision loss. Just say to yourself, "Now I see." Then go see an eye care specialist. Visit nowic.com to get the facts about diabetes, your eyes, and what you can do next to take control of your sight. Brought to you by Regeneron.
Madison Magazine's Fall Restaurant Week 2021 is here. Participating restaurants will provide a 3-course lunch starting at $15 and a 3-course dinner starting at $25, featuring wine and more. Don't miss Madison Magazine's Fall Restaurant Week 2021, starting September 19th through the 24th. For participating restaurant menus and details, visit MadisonRestaurantWeek.com. Presenting sponsor, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund. Supporting sponsor, E&J Gallo Winery.
We know car accidents happen every day. Unfortunately, many of us don't know our rights when it happens to us. Victims often settle too soon and can't cover medical bills or long-term effects from the accident. Contact the personal injury attorneys at Gingras, Thompson & Walks for a free consultation if you've suffered injury or loss due to a car accident. GTW attorneys are consistently recognized as the best and have won some of the biggest settlements and awards for their clients. Gingras, Thompson & Walks.
sausage biscuit or a sausage McMuffin paired with hash browns. Each bundle just $2.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
A 27-year-old man is in the hospital after a shooting on Madison's Far East Side. Police say the man's car was shot on Portage Road early this morning. The man was driving the car and later taken to the hospital, but he is expected to be okay. MPD is still looking for the shooter. There's a $1,000 reward for anyone with information leading to an arrest. Well, officers are also looking for a man who robbed a Quick Trip at gunpoint late last night. This happened on the 7500 block of Mineral Point Road, right by Westtown Mall. The man showed a gun and robbed a customer in the store before demanding money from employees. He ran off with cash, and police were not able to find him. Well, the gravesite of two Madison icons is looking as good as new tonight. The Progressive magazine unveiled a newly restored grave marker for Robert La Follette and his wife Belle La Follette at the Forest Hill Cemetery today. The Follettes were politically active throughout their lifetimes. Bob served as the governor of Wisconsin while Belle fought for women's civil rights. The pair founded the Progressive magazine, then known as the La Follette's Weekly, in 1909.
The memory and the legacy of Robert M. La Follette and Belle Case La Follette is very, very current today, as we still struggle with many of the same issues that progressives struggled with at the beginning of the 20th century.
The gravesite was restored with the help from D'Orenzo Monuments in Madison and the Daughters of the American Revolution. Well, topping our virus headlines, in all of Wisconsin right now, there are about only 90 ICU beds available. That's why a group representing our hospitals are now begging people to do their part before we fully slip back into the deadly season we saw not too long ago.
We can always get more stuff. We can always improvise with spaces. But if we don't have the staff we need to take care of those patients, that's still our greatest limiting factor.
In Dane County, nearly 70% of the eligible population has been vaccinated. That puts the area near the highest rates of vaccination in the country. Well, more kids could soon get the vaccine. Pfizer is reportedly getting ready to ask the FDA to approve its vaccine for children ages 5 and older. That could happen in the next few weeks. Scientists are also working to produce smaller doses for the shot for kids younger than 5. Moderna is also looking into its vaccine availability for kids under the age of 12. The company says its trial is fully enrolled with kids between 6 and 11 years old. And a new study from the CDC shows that if you're not vaccinated, you are more likely to die from COVID. Unvaccinated people are 10 times more likely to end up in the hospital than people who have gotten the shots, and 11 times more likely to die. The research looked at 600,000 cases from April to July. Well, it's game day for the Badgers, and that just got underway at Camp Randall. We're going to have the latest on that in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Is your credit score getting in the way of the things you want to do? Personal loans through NetCredit offer fast and flexible lending. Borrow up to $10,000 and choose repayment terms that work for you. You may even be able to build your credit history as you repay. NetCredit, a more personal loan.
To be a thriver with metastatic breast cancer means asking for what we want and need. And we need more time. So we want Kisqali. Living longer is possible and proven with Kisqali when taken with a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor in premenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative metastatic breast cancer. Kisqali is a pill that's significantly more effective at delaying disease progression versus a non-steroidal aromatase inhibitor alone. Kisqali can cause lung problems or an abnormal heartbeat, which can lead to death. It can cause serious skin reactions, liver problems, and low white blood cell counts that may result in severe infections. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including breathing problems, cough, chest pain, a change in your heartbeat, dizziness, yellowing of the skin or eyes, dark urine, tiredness, loss of appetite, abdomen pain, bleeding, bruising, fever, chills, or other symptoms of an infection, a severe or worsening rash, are or plan to become pregnant or breastfeeding. Avoid grapefruit during treatment. Kisqali is not approved for use with tamoxifen. Ask your doctor about living longer with Kisqali.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 1-800-914-7929. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes and we could save you thousands. After all, we depend on your success and offer a guarantee so there's no risk to call. Credit Associates. Live better, debt-free. We'll even show you how to use your stimulus money to jumpstart our services and get you debt-free faster than you ever thought possible. Call Credit Associates now to see how much you could save for free. Call 1-800-914-7929.
Join us for a breakdown of the Badger football game against Eastern Michigan. Will the Badgers be able to pull off their first win of the season? Join us Sunday morning at 6:30.
For the Badgers. Now, after beginning the season on a rocky note, it's a new week and new opponent. Now, tonight's game just getting underway at Camp Randall Stadium against unranked Eastern Michigan, a team that has been successful against Big Ten programs over the last few years. Well, Wisconsin's saying this whole week it's not going to be an easy one. We're going to have much more on this game later tonight at 10, but the Badgers were able to put up a score in that first quarter. Now, also in the Big Ten, a huge upset in Columbus today. Number 12 Oregon takes down the third-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes 35-28, and the Buckeyes never led once in this game. It's also the first regular season loss for the Ohio State in almost 3 years. It might only be week 2 of the season, but this loss could have significant implications for the Big Ten Conference when it comes to the college football playoffs. And checking in with the WEAC Conference, a marquee matchup in Maryland this morning is a battle of top 10 teams. The third-ranked Warhawks down number 8 Salisbury 31-14. Max Mailer threw for over 220 yards and had 4 touchdowns. Also on the road this week, Platteville Pioneers. Now, they were facing Bethel University. Pioneers dropped their second game of the season, 28-7. And it all begins in less than 24 hours. The Green Bay Packers, they kick off their season in Jacksonville tomorrow against the New Orleans Saints. And while the Saints have a new guy under center in Jameis Winston, Packers know this game will be far from easy, from location to opponent. Green Bay has a pretty stacked schedule this year, going up against most teams that saw the playoffs last season. So starting things off with the Saints will be a good test on both sides of the ball.
We have so many different intricacies in our offense, so many different threats, so many things that we as wide receivers individually bring to the table that can be hard to game plan for other defenses.
We got a bunch of dogs out there. You know, if you're a dog, you're going to be a dog. If you're a kid, you're going to be a kid. And I don't think nobody on our defense is a kid. So, yeah, that's what I like about our defense.
And the Brewers are right where they want to be, now have the largest divisional lead in franchise history. They're up 12 games over the Reds and look to clinch a series against the Indians tonight. They get to work early. With the runner on, Yelly doubles to deep center. Colton Wong puts on the Jets and scores after an error. Well, the Crew takes a 2-run lead after the first inning, and it's a day of doubles. Roddy Tellez comes up with one of his own in the second. That brings in the third run of the game. Last check, the Brewers are up 3-0 in the 6th.
Well, thanks so much for that, Jordan. I think right now we're actually looking at a perfect game, so we'll be monitoring that as well. I don't want to jinx it just yet, but Austin, I probably already jinxed it, but what's the weather looking like?
You know, the weather outside still looking pretty good right now. You're going to notice more and more cloud cover over these next few hours. Temperatures not moving too much with that added cloud cover. We're only going to fall down to those mid-60s overnight tonight, but we are looking at a little bit of a cool down tomorrow. Still that chance for some showers and thunderstorms to watch out for. End of the forecast right now looking beautiful currently with quite a bit of some sunshine. Still a few more rain chances we might have to dodge here and there, however.
Well, that's all we have for tonight's show, and we'll see you later on at 10. Thanks so much for tuning in, Madison.